Hi everyone, I hope this works okay. It's the first time using a video stand, so it's a bit weird. Um, anyway, so this is all about how to create energy balls. Some of you might not be sure what an energy ball is, um, but essentially it's a creation of energy that contains good, so love, support, kindness, protection, whatever it is you wish to. And these energy balls can either be sent to someone specifically, or they can be sent to a specific area, or you can just send them out into the universe to whoever needs them that time, and then let the universe decide. So I often use them when I can literally see someone driving down, or as I'm driving down the street, and think, oh, yeah, I want to send something to them, and I'll just create something. But I do that in my mind because I'm quite skilled at this. But for learning how to do it, you need to be sitting and concentrating. So what I will often do is send out energy balls to various parts of the world or particular people who I think need it as and when. And the really nice thing about energy balls is up to that person's higher self, their energy, as to whether they want to accept it or not. So you're not forcing anything on anyone, so we don't have to worry about the whole free will thing. So what you do now, I'm going to do this for both people who are, beginners, but also people who are a bit more skilled. So energy is everywhere. So everybody has their own their energy, which is in a similar shape to their body, which is what I tend to work with when I do my treatments. And think of it a bit like how your physical body has, might need a massage on your shoulder because it gets a bit clonked up. Your energetic body also needs that help as well sometimes, and that's what I do. But the reason I'm explaining that is because you have your own physical energetic field almost. People would have called it an aura, but that's kind of where that's where it shows slightly outside of your physical body. So it's almost like your energetic body sort of shows slightly outside of it. Everything creates energy as well. So every bit of skin you have, everything, every organ, every part of you creates a form of energy as well. It's all of those kind of things combined. From a spiritual perspective, you can manipulate energy. So a place will have a particular feel of an energy to it because, again, the energy gets clogged up and mixed up with stuff. Emotions that can affect it, events that happen can affect it. So all you're doing in this energy ball is creating a positive, good energy from your energy and from the universal energy which flows through you, in order to send that then off to someone else. So you're taking the raw ingredients that the universe gives you and your body give you, and turning that into a ball, which then gets sent off to a personal place. So what you need to do first of all is you need to basically centre and ground yourself. If you don't know how to do that, that's something you'll need to learn. But even if you don't know how to do that, just have a try of this, because this is a fairly safe and easy one to do, even if you're a complete utter beginner. But do learn how to centre and ground yourself, whatever you do, because it's really important. So get yourself centred and grounded. Not imagine because you're not imagining it, you are basically opening up your what's called the crown chakra, which is a central point in the top of your head, which goes down through into your core energy. And it's a way of, you're always getting universal energy inputting into you anyway, but it's a bit like a fast track into your central energy. So just feel that top of your head. You may or may not feel it tingling or prickling, or more if you're more skilled. But even if you can't feel it at all, just see it sort of and tune into it is what you're trying to do. So the majority of the time we tend to live in our hands and our head. So our attention tends to be in our hands and our head. And so what I'm asking you to do is change that to being to here. So as soon as I start thinking of that, mine goes all tingly and starts sort of whizzing up, I suppose is the best description, as I get more energy coming through. And then what you're doing then is that energy is then coming down out through into your hands. And this is the bit that, again, if your imagination's not great, it doesn't matter. Just use words. If your imagination and your visualization is not, not what you like it to be, or even if you quite don't mind it, but you need some help. So what you're doing is you're getting the energy coming in through here, into your body, down through your arms, and then you imagine it create it in between your hands. So what I want you to do now is put your hands an inch or so apart and try and feel what there is between your hands. Is you'll if you can tune into it, is like you get two magnets that repel each other if they're, I never remember, it's the same node, isn't it? Scientists out there will be screaming at the screen right now. But it's been a long time ago since I did this in science. So same as that feeling of two magnets when they repel each other, you have the same sort of feeling between your hands. Now you might only feel it if you're like really close. You might not feel it at all. It doesn't matter. But as you get more tuned in, you'll feel it more. So you imagine that. You feel that magnetic sort of pressure. That's the only way I can describe it, really. The repelling of it, and you try and imagine that getting bigger. So you see this ball. So you can send off tiny little balls, and they can be just as powerful as big ones. You'll find your shape that will work just as well as any other for you. Mine tend to be about that sort of size. I can do bigger ones, but they tend to be better when they're a little bit more condensed. So put your hands apart, feel that energy going down through your crown chakra out into your hands and creating and the energy flowing between your hands. Now shape that into a ball. So see it growing into a ball of light. So imagine that it's a moving. The energy is always moving. It always has a flow to it. So imagine that energy in there, and see it moving around in that ball shape, constantly moving within the shape of the ball. And that shape of the ball then, once you'll know when it's right. You'll kind of go, okay, that's enough in it. It'll feel right. And sometimes that can be really quick, and other times it takes a couple of minutes to get it to the right sort of texture and feeling. And as you're doing so, then you need to start programming it. So energy is pretty much neutral most of the time when you're creating it in this sort of situation. And what you're looking to do then is to program that energy. So you have an idea of who or where you want to help. Then you can program it for what you think they need. I would always work on the basis that the best ones are love, protection, support, feeling safe, all of those kind of emotions. So whatever you do, these are not to be used for things like, trying to get someone to fall in love with someone else, trying to influence someone's free will. It's not about that at all. And actually you're going to get a bit of a bite back if you try and do that. What you're doing is you're sending them a feeling of safety or of love or of security or joy or any of those wonderful emotions. So how sometimes you just suddenly go, oh, do you know what, life feels good. That's the feeling we want for people. Okay. Or protection is a really good one. So if you've got a particular personal place, you'll know what you particularly want to give them. If you're not really sure where you want to go, what you want to do, just imagine it filling with light and programming it to be for whatever is needed. So the universe will happily take instruction on this. Energy will happily take instruction, but equally it'll happily you give it permission to do what is the right thing for that for the circumstance. But if you can focus it, it's always best. So imagine that. See it in your hand. See it between your hands. See that ball between your hands. And for me, at the moment, in these particular times, this is a ball of protection for the people of Ukraine to go to whoever needs it most. And that is its programming. Once you feel like it is ready, and it kind of gets that feeling like you kind of needs to go, what you then do is it's really, really simple. All you're doing is basically You do this, so it then sits in your palm of your hands, and then you see it rising up into the air, and then you see it zooming off. So it's really, I mean, I know there's some people out there who've already done energy balls, and just sending off, it's as simple as just programming and just saying, okay, time to go now. Okay, so I hope that helped, and I'd love to hear what you've done and where you sent it to. If you'd like to share that, do them as often as you like. If you can do them on daily practice, it's wonderful. If you do it weekly, monthly, it doesn't matter. Just whenever you feel that you've got time, and it can be really quick. This is a 10-minute video, but honestly, you can do one of those in a matter of minutes, if not seconds, if you need to. So enjoy, and enjoy spreading a bit of love and protection throughout the world.